Hey Clear Lake peeps, Ross England here with Clear Lake Guide Service for your fishing report for today, for this week, which is, we'll call it November 12th, 2020. Sad report it's going to be, I'm going to tell you that right now. You can see that it's 3:45 in the afternoon. I'm still in 2 layers of clothes and a woolly booger hat on. It's not been a fun day today for me. Let's do the conditions real quick. Last week we were still seeing water temperatures or air temperatures that were 81, 82, 83 degrees in the afternoon, and some fairly decent mornings still where, it wasn't freezing ass cold. This past week we've had a number of mornings, including this morning, where 26 degrees. We had a couple of 24-degree mornings. All the vineyard farmers are cranking up their sprinkler systems. You got ice all over the place. Highs in the low to mid 50s, even though the thermometer says it's supposed to get to be 60. I don't think it ever did. So those conditions made the water temperature drop from 67, 68 last week to 58, 59 this week. Consider it almost a full 10 degrees that it's cooled off. And while I've been telling y'all that I've been waiting for this water to cool off, I didn't expect it to cool off this fast. And we went from last week being able to catch 15 to 20 fish a day to this week our best day was 8 fish, and half of those were on live bait. Today, poor Kurt, 2 fish. One of them was a 5-pounder, but 2 fish for 6 hours of fishing. That's a pretty tough sled. So this weekend, starting Saturday, you've got a Wild West Bass Pro-Am fish off. So this weekend, I'm hearing between 75 and 80 boats. They've been out practicing since yesterday, and we'll be out again tomorrow. And then, it's pretty much, after this weekend, it's pretty much done up here. Which right now, the way the bite's been the last couple days, I know it's not just me, because I've talked to enough guys out here. Obviously, I haven't talked to everybody, but at least in the areas that I've been fishing, it's just not happening. Guys are really, really struggling to catch a limit of fish. So I kind of covered conditions, covered activities. Water clarity, it's all over the board. I mean, it's anywhere from, I think I've seen a couple areas where I could see about 2.5 feet, to other areas where I could only see a foot. So it's not really improved or changed significantly. Algae's pretty much down all over the place. So I think, with the shorter days plus what's going on with the cooler nights and some winds, the algae's going to be pretty much a gone thing. I have not run into anybody fishing for crappie. I've not run into anybody fishing for catfish, although I'm seeing reports of guys who are bass fishing, catching a few catfish, just fishing for bass, whether it's a plastic worm or a jig or a crankbait. So, and I probably, with the weather that's coming this coming week, I don't know how much I'm going to get out this next week, so it'll probably be a short report. But our better fish this past week again have come ripping. They've all been pretty shallow. We caught fish on an underspin, the same stuff I've been reporting, because it's what's been working for me. An underspin, a rip bait, a drop shot worm. So we've caught fish again. Most of them are our better ones, especially probably 4 to 6 feet. And then other than that, we've been having to go out to 20 to 22, 23 feet where we're finding, fish out there on bait. So it's there's no two ways to cut it. I mean, it's just a crappy bite right now. There's been a number of Novembers leading into all the way in the middle of December where you could at least come out and whack the living crud out of them with some live bait. And if you want an object lesson in scratching your head and you want to be a fishing guide, go through an area with live bait, not get bit, turn around and go back through it with a rip bait and catch a fish. And that tells you exactly how things have been going. They're not eating because they want to eat. It's kind of a deal where you have to make them react, which means very, very fast, erratic movements like a jerk bait, or dead sticking something like, a plastic worm, whether it be a shaky head or, a drop shot. So it's definitely not a good bite right now. So I wish I could give you better news, but from my perspective, that's about all of it. So I will do my best to get out and try to give you some new information next week. Don't know how that's going to go, but I'll do my best. And you guys, gals, I hope you catch some fish somewhere, because this week was sure brutal on me. Don't come here looking for them, I can tell you that. We'll see you next week.